today we dive into the fastest growing city of Cyprus, Limassol. We have the big honor to have with us the Vice Mayor of Limassol, Mr. Demos Katsis. Welcome.
Being in a municipal council, you have a beauty of being in a position to affect the daily lives of the people.
Why would somebody relocate their business to Limassol in 2025?
Limassol has been a crossroad of trade, commerce, innovation from its very beginning. All the ideas that people want to relocate can be served, and I'm talking particularly to great people in the areas of law, in the areas of audit that Kyriakos comes from, in the areas of IT, of innovation.
But is this sustainable? Do you see that this will continue for the next decade or so?
The crucial point is to have sustainable development,
Correct.
Not development for a few.
The young professionals who relocate to join their overseas companies cannot afford to live in their beloved city. So how are you planning on tackling this issue?
We don't have unlimited land. So for an investor, if he acquires something in these kind of places, inevitably it's something safe. We need to send them the message that they come in a city which is greater than all of us. It has never been a bubble and it cannot be a bubble.
Why will it continue?
I have a very good friend of mine from Switzerland. He says to me, Limassol has something unique. I can do skiing in the winter and water skiing in the same day.
Are there any specific projects, big projects in the pipeline?
Currently, the biggest project, in my opinion, which started now, is the social housing in the area, in the municipality housing in the area of Ios Nikolaou.
Or if you would give a vision for the next 1 to 5 years that is backed up by projects that are already put in action, what is the vision for Limassol over the next 1 to 5 years and the projects underway?
First of all, is to be a city which is friendly to its people, a city for everyone.
If you're considering relocating your business or investing in Cyprus, definitely Limassol is a city to watch, a city to visit, a city to look into. It's the center of the attention right now in Cyprus with regards to business relocation. And if you're looking for the right experts, professionals to help you with your business setup, your investing, your relocation, we created FinHub, the #1 platform in Cyprus, to find vetted, licensed professionals so that you can make your relocation and start your business and run your business smoothly, compliantly, and following all the laws and procedures, and at the same time work with true professionals that will guide and protect you. If you want to know more about relocating to Cyprus, starting a business in Cyprus, the future of Cyprus, the trends, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot more conversations coming up on FinHub Podcast.
Welcome to FinHub Podcast, your trusted Cyprus tax, relocation, and business setup in Cyprus. I'm Kyriakos Tramountanellis, tax and relocation expert, licensed auditor, and the co-founder of FinHub.
I am Pavlina Papalouka, business relocation consultant and branding strategist, and today we dive into the fastest growing city of Cyprus, Limassol, with a booming real estate market and a large inflow of foreign investment. Limassol is truly on the spotlight right now for business relocation, not only to Cyprus, but within Europe and within the Mediterranean. But how do we manage this fast growth and make it sustainable, both for the people relocating to Limassol and the businesses and the local population? To help us answer these questions, we have the big honor to have with us the Vice Mayor of Limassol, Mr. Demos Katsis. Welcome.
Thank you so much, guys, for the invitation. First of all, it's such a great pleasure to be here. And it's a great day for us, actually, and for me personally, because it's 1 year since I have been elected in my position. So, it's time also to think about what we have done, to thank the people of Limassol for the honor, because there is no highest honor than serving Limassol and its people. But it's time also to evaluate what we have achieved, and most importantly, see what we're going to achieve in the future. So it's a great day for us, a great day for me personally. I always say this, that people of Limassol gave me huge love, but also huge responsibility. So we need to keep with the expectations.
Thank you and welcome to the podcast.
So,
I believe you are the right person to talk about business relocation to Limassol, because I have seen you speaking about Limassol. You're so passionate.
Yes.
And you're also a lawyer. You have your own legal firm. So you have
Correct.
dealt with relocation cases, investors, and you know this topic really well. So let's go right into the big picture. Why would somebody relocate their business to Limassol in 2025 versus other cities of Cyprus and versus even other European capitals and cities that are popular right now for relocation?
First of all, in all modesty, I believe that Limassol, it's a league by itself, guys. And we need to start with the magnitude of the city that we serve. When we talk about Limassol, we need to understand and comprehend what kind of city we're talking about. We're talking about a city with a heritage and history of thousands of years, with a strategic location in the Middle East, in the Mediterranean Sea in particular, but also, most importantly, with a trade and commerce DNA. We need to start with this, in my humble point of view. Limassol has been a crossroad of trade, commerce, innovation from its very beginning. So starting firstly about Limassol, we need to start, as I said, with the magnitude and the greatness of the city. Going now to what we have now, Limassol as a constituency, as a city starts effectively. I'm not talking now about the Limassol city, I'm talking about the peripheral of Limassol.
Yes.
Limassol starts effectively, guys, from from Governor's Beach,
Yes.
and it ends in Pissouri. We're talking about the coastal coast with more than 100 kilometers. We're talking about a city which develops literally through all the directions currently. There are development projects and development ideas all over the city, all over the area of it. We're talking about a city that is multi-cosmopolitan, with many people, many ideas, many nationalities coexisting and living together in harmony. We have a city which has an unbelievable know-how, an unbelievable manpower and resources in the areas of educated people. We have an infrastructure which I believe, in terms of all the ideas that people want to relocate, can be served. And I'm talking particularly to great people in the areas of law, in the areas of audit that Kyriakos comes from, in the areas of IT, of innovation. Imagine Limassol has started incorporating investments even from the 80s, when the first people started immigrating in Cyprus in terms of establishing and relocating themselves. Limassol was the first city that accepted and embraced this kind of people. So additionally to this, we have a lifestyle that I believe can be ideal for any kind of needs. Limassol is multidimensional even in its lifestyle. There are places for the ultra high net worth individuals. Nevertheless, there are places for all kind of people, for all kind of categories, for all kind of ideas, and for any kind of lifestyle you want to embrace. Even camping can be ideal in Limassol in some areas of the constituency. So I believe in general...
so this momentum, you would say, is driven by all these factors you've just mentioned? But the DNA of the city?
I believe it's driven, I firmly believe it's driven by Limassol itself. What I say to foreigners, and I really mean it, whenever I enter Limassol, which is the point that I see Limassol, is the point when you enter from Monte Caputo and you see the whole city on your plate.
Love that part.
That part, even if I am stressed, even if I'm coming from the airport, whenever I see Limassol, that picture is extremely ideal, because you see the sea and you see the city going up. I say to people, and I firmly believe, just by having this picture, my soul, my soul calms, and I feel the vibe of the city. But what Limassol, in my opinion, makes it so unique are its people. I always say this, that minors change, but people remain the same, and it's unbelievable. It's like a feeling through the years that people pass to you the greatness of the city. And I've been all over the world. I've seen, I believe, more than 90 countries. I've been around the world, traveled a lot. It's very rare to find people loving Limassol like the Limassolians, loving their city, having so much passion about their city.
It's true, they're very passionate.
Very passionate about Limassol. It's like, I've been everywhere, but this element, the connection between the people and the city is second to none. It's unbelievable.
I will agree with you. I'm from Nicosia, but have lived in Limassol 13 years, and you truly love that city,
Yes.
and you cannot take it back. You cannot say, I do not like Limassol. You always live a very good life there, and now there is this very fast growth.
But is this sustainable? Do you see that this will continue for the next decade or so?
For me,
We need to be a bit specific to understand the
it's a very good
force.
point.
Yes.
It's a very good point. It's a very good question, but it's also a very big challenge for
Of
us.
course.
Because when a city grows, when a city develops, the crucial point is to have sustainable development.
Correct.
Not development for a few, not a few elite to be in a position to enjoy the benefits of the development, but to spread it in the society. And in my opinion, I foresee that the development of Limassol will continue. We have always this debate about bubble or not bubble. We are talking, guys, Limassol, it's a different story, guys. It has never been a bubble, and it cannot be a bubble.
Why will it continue?
I will explain you why. People, I will start from the very basics.
Yes.
People that they come in Limassol, they become in love with the city. So you see the people that they immigrated in Limassol after some particular geopolitical incidents, nobody expressed any kind of wish to leave Limassol at any circumstance. It's inevitable to fall in love with Limassol. I have friends of mine that they live in Limassol. They can do things that they cannot do in many places in the world. Enjoy the sea, for example, for such a big chronological period. Be in a position to go to the mountains. Be in a position to live in this city and embrace the feeling of it. So our biggest media, coming to Pavlina point, our biggest media promoters are the people that they already came in the city. They speak so importantly, so proud about the city, so they become Limassolians themselves. Nevertheless, the big challenge is what I said before. We must never forget that this development needs to be spread in the society.
Yes.
So how we do this? We build infrastructures, we build a city that it will be having in its center the people. So as a new municipality, I believe we put a lot of attention to sustainable development, from small things like building our neighborhoods, like making sustainable, eco-friendly parks spread around the city. Additionally to this, by continuing, and I'm always very honest, continuing a very big project from the previous municipality, which is municipal houses in particular areas on the city. Building our infrastructure, we need a lot of work on the areas of traffic and transportation, but most importantly, building a solidarity spirit in the city. You cannot imagine how many activities we have every day aiming at lower classes, people that they have problems. Even now in our coastal coast.
Can you name a few so
Yes,
that our
I can name,
listeners, because this is
for
not
example,
known to the public.
Yes, and this is for me the very core notion of servicing a city. You know, being in a municipal council, you have a beauty of being in a position to affect the daily lives of the people. While being a member of the parliament, for example, is very difficult
Of
because
course.
you are part of a party. Yes. And you need to do particular things. You need to follow particular rules. So our initiatives were on a lot of directions. First of all, we have reinforced a lot the social services of the municipality. We have a program that allows people to have for a particular chronological period to receive food, to receive things from our social services and the municipality social services. We have made more than 30, 40 initiatives on helping people, like initiatives in all the neighborhoods, like small football events, not soccer, football events, social events, in order to be in a position to give back to the society.
There is a need for all these activities because the prices have gone up.
Not just in Limassol, everywhere.
Yes, but in Limassol in particular, following the COVID and the war.
It was a big debate. But also in addition to this, fixing the neighborhoods and making the neighborhoods friendly towards people, then you make the life of everyone in Limassol better. So in my opinion, the hard core notion of this municipality needs to be the people.
You are correct.
On the ground.
Yes, you are correct. And I would say that the biggest challenge that you have is not to turn Limassol like Madrid, like in Spain 100%. Or Ireland or even in Malta is becoming an issue, because the local residents, as well as the young professionals who relocate to join their overseas companies, cannot afford to live in their beloved city. So how are you planning on tackling this issue?
I would like to add something on what you said before. I'm a firm believer and supporter of development. I believe a lot in development. And I always say this from my legal capacity. I have many junior lawyers in my firm that they found better jobs now in Limassol. People that they come from, let's say, classes of the society. They didn't grow up in a rich environment, but now with this development, they found very good jobs, and I'm very super proud and happy of them. We need to embrace these kind of things, but we need to send them the message that they come in a city which is greater than all of us. So by being in Limassol, you need to respect Limassol. This is the very first. So we want people, we are not into the model of what was made 5 or 6 years ago of people buying empty flats or empty apartments, getting a citizenship. This model, in my humble opinion, proved to be catastrophic in some extent. We need to build on people that they respect and want to live in Limassol.
So who do you want to attract? Like what kind of businesses and people?
We want to attract
versus what kind of people Limassol already attracted?
In my opinion, the future of Limassol is what we see currently: a hub center, a center of ideas, a center of technology companies, a center of a financial center, a center of people that they want to work, live, spend their money, but stay in Limassol. So effectively, to build a city which will be a center of ideas, economy, commerce, and innovation. We have so many hubs, so many events happening in this place. Recently, for example, Reflect Festival that attracted so many people coming in Limassol. But the catch is what Kyriakos said. We want to make them feel also Limassolian. So one of the initiatives that I have, it's a personal idea of mine, is to create for them a forum. Create for them, for these people that they either live in Limassol, but they were not born as Limassolians. They relocated. Or they love Limassol and they live outside Limassol.
So you want to give them the speech?
But I personally, my idea is to give them a voice. To give them a voice in order to help improve the society, to bring their know-how, their ideas. They are people that they come sometimes from a much more educated background in some particular areas. I want their views on how to make. Of
course, they can make us better.
They can make us better with these ideas. And in addition to this, how we make them feel that they need to be part of giving in the society. So we have almost finished a plan that it will allow them to reinforce, get parks of the city and transform them, help in this way by making these parks advanced, but without any kind of economic benefit towards them. Limassol has always been a city of giving. This is our mentality. So for me, we need to give them the opportunity to contribute in the affairs of the city, but having our spirit of giving without wanting anything back. And you will be amazed from my talks that I have with various people how much they like this initiative. And they are willing, to contribute because they feel that by contributing, they themselves will have a better city in the end.
Are there any specific measures the city gives to newcomers, new companies who relocate? Any funding schemes, any new visa requirements or visa schemes that enable them and their staff to come? What do you give to someone?
The idea of relocation in general is an initiative not made by the municipality. It's a state initiative which has some incentives that inevitably affect us as well. Like, for example, very friendly taxation regime on IP companies, easy system, let's say, in order to acquire the right to employ foreigners, friendly environment, then to employ them after your company. So we don't have any kind of specific incentives. We cannot give any kind of specific incentives other than being, ready to listen to them, ready to hear their ideas, and ready to cooperate if there is any kind of initiative. I will give you an example. Recently, a company wanted to clean particular areas of the city, a company that is owned by foreigners. We had good talks with them, and we were in a position to clean particular areas and neighborhoods of Limassol. Additionally to this, there was an initiative by some particular company that they wanted to create some events in Limassol. We spoke with them. We told them that you cannot pay a small amount for this kind of events. They cooperated, and now they are willing to give a particular amount in order to organize their event and contribute also to the welfare of the city. They have painted in particular schools, and we put them to be in a position to paint and clean this kind of institutions. So what we try to have is our office open for new ideas. Our municipality is open for everyone. But I come back always that when you come to Limassol, it's a gift from God. So you need to embrace this from the very beginning. So protect this. So when you come we are not in a need for everyone, for anybody. And I want to say this: we want people to come if they are willing to share this dream. This is my humble point of view. Limassol is greater than all of us. So Limassol is in a need for nobody. Limassol is needed by all of us. So anybody that lives in this city needs to respect it, love it, and give it to the new generations in a better way.
I love this vision that you have because this was not what used to happen. The truth is that Limassol embraced a lot of people that maybe did not leave value to the city. They bought the apartments in the towers and then they don't even live in the city.
They didn't even come.
Yes. If you would give a vision for the next 1 to 5 years that is backed up by projects that are already put in action, what is the vision for Limassol over the next 1 to 5 years and the projects underway?
First of all, is to be a city which is friendly to its people, a city for everyone. This is a city that people will live, enjoy the city, and in an environment of respect, of safety, and of prosperity to the largest extent possible. To achieve this, we need to have a multi-dimensional policy that will be touching everything. Limassol is a huge city for Cyprus standards. So it has so many different things that we need to touch. So in my opinion, we cannot stay only on one thing. Limassol cannot have one direction or two directions. Limassol is everywhere.
Are there any specific projects, big projects in the pipeline?
Currently, the biggest project, in my opinion, which started now, is the social housing in the area, in the municipality housing in the area of Ios Nikolaos. It's a very big project that will give a lot of comfort to people coming from financial problems and from lower classes. It will enable them to solve a problem that causes them huge stress in their daily life, affordable rent. This is on the construction level, but on the other hand, we have like everything going on. Everything is on the table currently in reconstructing the city. So, for example, on our coastal coast, we start in the next 10 days a huge project of fixing the beach area, renovations, changing things, paintings, making it much more beautiful, or the coastal coast of the area. Big question for us is our zoo. In my opinion, we need to take drastic changes there and be in a position to comprehend the new environment. What I call, in my opinion, we need, unfortunately or fortunately, to remove the animals from the zoo. And I was saying this when I was campaigning, I'm saying this now. And I always turn back on what I was saying when I was a candidate, because I'm not a politician. I like to do things. So I say to people, we need to look on the future and create a green area for the people of Limassol for free to use it, live. What I have in my mind, a park, like Hyde Park, for example, without any kind of fences, open for the people to make their jogging, to have, some small lakes,
It's an amazing idea.
Yes. And for me, having animals in the city center of Limassol,
45 degrees.
45 degrees.
Times.
It's something which maybe 50, 60 years ago was acceptable. We need to change this. We have the big project, which is Actea Odos. Actea Odos is a project which is effectively joining the old port with the new port. We need to create there, in my opinion, a big pedestrian road that will continue the Molos area. So it will give us a coastal coast in conjunction and in connection with the other municipalities. Imagine, we can have a walking pedestrian road of more than 30 kilometers. All the coastal coast of Limassol can be in that direction. We need to check on the issues of our relations with the state. The state needs to protect Limassol. When you have a gift, and Limassol is a gift for the Cyprus state, in the sense that we contribute more than 50% of the GDP. President, and we thank him, he came to Limassol, he made some initiatives, but we need to understand that Limassol, because of the sea, in order to fight substantially traffic, needs to develop towards its north area.
It was a point that we want to mention.
It needs to go up, because in Nicosia, for example, you can, make directions everywhere. But in Limassol, because of the sea, historically the city develops up towards the north area of it. So it is the coastal road, then Magariou, then Makedonias, then the highway. So we go.
And then we have the villages now. Yes. They are getting a lot of development.
You cannot imagine how many petitions are in EOA, the new licensing body for those areas. So it's pivotal, and the president, to his honor, promised this, to open and make a very big project and open Limassol from its north. In my opinion, if we make this new road there, it will be a game changer for the city.
So for our listeners who are entrepreneurs or have some money and they would like to invest in Limassol, do you have any tips for them if they are thinking of buying a flat, a property, an office there, or land in a new area?
Choosing your accountant or tax advisor in Cyprus is like entering a marriage. It's not just about price, it's about trust, clarity, and clear, consistent communication. At FinHub, we connect you with licensed, top-rated professionals, auditors, tax advisors, lawyers, and immigration experts tailored to your specific needs, your business model, and your future plans. You don't need to guess or gamble with your long-term business relationships. Just go to finhub.com.cy and submit a code. We'll match you with the right expert in under 48 hours.
In my opinion, everything is subjective. It is not objective.
We're not talking about the center,
yes,
the hot areas.
We're talking about everything. In my opinion, people that they will invest in Limassol, people that they invested historically in Limassol, they have always been benefited out of it. I do not see any area in Limassol which is not good, and I really mean this. I'm talking about the whole area of Limassol. In my opinion, what investors need to look when they want to invest in Limassol, it needs a lot of thinking on what they want to achieve. Which is their audience, which is their target effectively. But currently the city is like, I'm talking not about the city of Limassol, but everywhere around Limassol is booming of construction, of opportunities, etc. So I don't see any kind of, it depends on the appetite.
If you're, let's say, a small investor, an entrepreneur with a budget to buy an apartment, and then we have some big budgets that are looking into Limassol right now, big investments with multiple millions. So where would you advise them to invest? Would they build another tower, buy a commercial building, build a school?
We're not going to hold you accountable.
But there are big budgets looking into Limassol right now. I happen to know firsthand. Kyriakos knows from his clients as well.
Because we are trying also to understand the logic behind some of the investments.
And
for me, what I always consider that Cyprus is in need is of good education, in my opinion. So good schools, in my opinion, are always needed in Limassol. And also, to some extent, we have a fantastic university, our technological university. Yes. So cooperation with that university. Recently, I met people from a Chinese city that they came, and I was so proud, guys. They came to make cooperation. I met them with our technological university, and they were so passionate about the city and that they want to do stuff with the university. So in general, I would like to invest on innovation, on technology, on education. I like to consider myself as a visionary. I say this, it's a bit, how can I say it? I hope that it doesn't sound...
No, that's an interesting answer.
Yes, I believe a lot that when you invest, you need to invest in something that will give back in the society. Yes. It's something that will develop the society, because we come individually, but we live in a society. So thinking about who is next to us, for me, is the most important. And I grew up in a society which was very friendly to each other. Our neighborhoods, when I was growing up as a kid, were hubs of friendliness, hubs of people living together, helping each other. I always say this, that, for example, kids of the neighborhood, they had breakfast in my place, or the next day having breakfast in their place. What do I mean? I mean that by giving back to the society is always the best investment, in my opinion.
So we need investors with a soul, with a heart, with a vision.
And vision. Going back to these people from China, they came about a week ago. I met them with our technological university, and they were so passionate about, sustainable development, and about the fact we showed them a new initiative of the fact that we're going to make smart parking all over the city, and they loved it, and they said to us how they do it in their cities as well. Investors that they concentrate only in money, in my opinion, they lack they don't see the big picture, and the big picture is what we leave behind us, and what eventually, I don't know, this sounds not in a emotional, but
that's a great answer.
It's a great answer.
But for me, the biggest investors are those that changed the world.
Of course.
And if you see, for example, the technological improvement all over the years, these people changed our lives, with the products that they created sometimes. And they are not to be blamed if we overuse them in some situations.
We've been chatting with Pavlina about this topic, and I'm very pleased with the answer actually that you've given. But I want to feel a bit your take, because we know that the rentals of some premium office space is more than 6,000 per square meter. I mean, the numbers could be double digits for some very exclusive...
For offices, you mean.
Yes. We see some investors, and of course some of our clients, invest in Limassol in several million for a flat, which is, an exclusive flat, front-lined. but it's not like 400 square meters, it's 200 square meters, maybe 200.
Prices in the high buildings are
skyrocket.
They start from 10 to 12,000 per square meter, let's say currently in the towers of Limassol.
Exactly. So as an accountant, I'm trying to understand the return of investment. The return doesn't make sense in terms of renting it out, putting so much capital just to get a rental.
Flat, let's say.
I'm not. So my other guess is, why are these people, these investors who are much more sophisticated than us, they are big entrepreneurs, they're big businessmen, why are they investing so much money, and are they foreseeing a further capital appreciation with their investment? Are they locking their money in a country, feel comfortable that maybe they don't trust the monetary institutions anymore? Is it a combination of both?
For me, it's a combination. And I'm speaking you as a people that I'm in the industry. I'm speaking not as a deputy mayor, but as a people that have been working in this industry for 25 years, let's say, in various countries around the world. A lot of high net worth individuals feel that there is always a risk by having their capital in, let's say, banks or even in private wealth management products, which currently do not deliver, unbelievably high yields. So let's say a wealth management product will give you roughly something from 2 to 4% on the high side. So by having a premium flat in a very good city, in a very good location, first of all, you hedge in the sense that you are in a position to protect this particular asset. Now, if you ask my opinion, the appreciation will not be sky high on what you are getting, but it will be a safe bet in the area of having returns of around 5 to 6%, in my opinion. And also, you are in a position to diversify your portfolio. You have something which is safe, solid, in one of the best cities in the world. So I understand the reasoning for these high net worth individuals. In addition to this, and I discussed this with Pavlina in the past, Limassol is not Dubai, guys. We are not a city. We are not even compared with this. Our model.
There is a comparison.
For me, it's completely. I will tell you, it's completely wrong. But in addition to this, we don't have unlimited land. So for an investor, if he acquires something in these kind of places, inevitably it's something safe. It's like having a good fixed deposit. That's how I see it, totally from an investment point of view. That's why I understand why these people proceed with this kind of investments. Now, what the other category that they invest in Limassol is also on buildings in the city center. In my opinion, city in general is expanding towards all the directions. So I believe that people that will invest in affordable houses outside Limassol, they will have a good benefit out of it. Affordable, good houses for young couples. I believe it's because we have all these people that they live, work, establish themselves in Limassol, young Cypriots, young couples. I believe that these people won't have a problem to stay 5-10 minutes outside, let's say, Limassol. But or affordable flats surrounding Limassol, I believe that it's gonna.
But this has to be purposely done by the municipality.
No, not by the municipality. I'm talking about investors now. The municipality, for me, the municipality needs to develop its own program, own buildings. Vienna has the same program, municipal housing with affordable rent, but it must not be a ghetto. We don't want to create what we had I think you're younger than me, when we had after the 1974 invasion. We need to build standalone areas around the city where people will coexist, live each other, have affordable rent, but not build a ghetto of...
it will be for the middle class.
It will be for the middle class.
For the working
people. For the working people, for people that they want to have in the beginning of their life, or to have a good flat with a very affordable rent. This is for the municipality. For the investors, whatever they invest in Limassol, I believe it's going to be good.
Since we're talking about investment and development, the most common issues we face from our clients, basically, who want to relocate here, And one of the main questions they ask, of course, besides the selection of the city, is schooling.
Yes.
It's nurturing, it's
very important.
It's primary schools, secondary schools. And the feeling I get is that Limassol cannot accommodate the needs
for so many people
who are continuously relocating. Are there any specific plans for this, for English-speaking schools to be created?
This is an initiative that needs to be from the private investor. We as municipality, we cannot interfere in this area. Currently, however, there are, I can name, easily 5-6 top class private schools. Yes. But in my opinion, the people that they will invest in education in general, I think it's a very good investment.
Is it easy for someone to create a school in Limassol? Is it hard with the licensing?
You touch on a very big topic, in my opinion, which is AOI in general, is the new authority that was made. I'm not part of this body. I see a lot of work going on there, but in my opinion, we need to work a lot on the bureaucracy of what is happening in these particular institutions. They need to be faster in terms of taking decisions. Nevertheless, two new initiatives can be very pivotal. It has been established that up to houses can go without any kind of license anymore. The responsibility goes on the architect. So they submit. Πολεοδομική άδεια is issued after, I think, 20-25 days, and then the building permission is issued afterwards. It's a very good measure, a very good idea that will take the backlog away from them. And as far as I am informed, this will also go to buildings up to 4 floors. Effectively, they will have the same policy. This will allow this kind of bodies to be taken away from the small things, which will go towards mostly the responsibility of the professionals, and will allow these bodies to be in a position to concentrate on planning, concentrate on bigger projects, and also concentrate, in my opinion, they themselves to go towards the investors. EOA, it's a part of the legal transformation that took place recently. It's a very important body. In Limassol, I have to say a lot of work is being done from them, despite not being, I'm saying again, I'm not part of the body there. But if it functions well, it can have for me a double role, not just being a licensed body, but also a body that will structure cities in general and structure zones in general. That's how, in my opinion, I envisage it. If you take away all this, small stuff from them, they will have time to do planning as well. But because now, in Limassol, they are overloaded, to say the least, overloaded. And in my opinion, it's also a question for the state. The state also needs to look very deep on the issue of housing, on the issue of what incentives are given for a young couple to be in a position to establish a house of their own. Incentives, initiatives for a young family to establish itself, to grow. And it's a very big debate. It's not part, to be honest, of the municipality. It's a part of the central state. But, and it's a problem, that we face in Limassol, but gradually they are facing it now in Larnaca, in Paphos as well, because of this development that happens on the island. It's an issue for me, what incentives the state needs to give towards this direction. And I believe that we need to take this growth that takes place and put it in, towards this direction. And the governments of the future need to look on this a lot, because it's the future of the island. We want to bring people back. The president, he went recently to London. It's a great initiative to bring our best people back to Cyprus. We need to concentrate on this, but also we need to give them incentives to come back. Why leave London and come back? Why leave, New York and come back?
London might not be so hard.
Limassol, we didn't touch lifestyle, but Limassol, we touched in the beginning, offers such an amazing lifestyle that now people, the younger generation, they can work remotely as well. So if they can afford, the cost of living in Limassol, the lifestyle is so much better than London right now. You have everything, the weather, the beach, the mountains, you can go skiing.
There is one big problem that maybe we can get an answer is the traffic, which is not, which is becoming a nightmare.
Yes, because the population doubled. I have lived in Limassol, so suddenly from 2019 until today, the population of Limassol doubled. And the traffic doubled. So what are we doing for that?
We are queuing for an hour every time we want to go to a meeting, to an event. So we need solutions, tangible solutions for the traffic.
First of all, I would start with the lifestyle. I have the privilege of having two boys, and they say to me when we go to Athens sometimes, they say to me, Daddy, why do we go to Athens? Limassol is way better in terms of lifestyle in general. What do I mean? I mean that in Limassol you can have a great time, but it's not materialistic. It's not about the matter of money.
Compare traffic of Athens to Limassol, and then
I will tell you about
you are fine.
Then in Limassol you can have great time if you want to spend money, but even if you don't want to spend money. And I will give you a small example. Yesterday I went, for example, to a beach outside Limassol, 20 minutes outside Limassol. There was, no fancy lifestyle or anything, and I had a great time with my kids and everything. So Limassol has everything, to be honest. It has for those that they want to spend, for those that they don't want to spend, for those that they want to do hiking, for those that they want to do bicycle, for guys like me that they want to play basketball. So Limassol combines everything, and I really mean this. I have a very good friend of mine from Switzerland. He says to me, Limassol has something unique. I can do skiing in the winter and water skiing in the same day. This is second to none. This is you don't find it.
You have to live in Limassol to have this experience, because you can have it in the winter.
Now, about traffic, the municipality already took particular initiatives on small things that I believe are not going to solve the problem, but are going to help the problem. I want to say something. When you have traffic, this means also that you have development as a city. It means that you have interest as a city. It means that people want to live there. But the problem is gradually becoming bigger and bigger, and we need to sort this out. So the first initiatives that we took, we managed to solve a problem that was from the past, and we start now establishing, as I told you before, smart parking all over Limassol, which is going to be working effectively by your phone. Additionally to this, we are making one-way roads in many, many areas of the city. The one-way roads, I believe, will help a lot the problem, especially of going from up towards down. It will help a lot, and will in a sense, make easier driving around the city center especially. We started also a bigger initiative, and there are some areas that we want to reinforce the use of bus, and we are also a city that made more than 4 international events within 1 year in the area of bicycle and cycling in general. And I believe that people can use also the bicycle and transfer, especially towards the city center. But in my opinion, the elephant in the room is what we discussed before. And all these measures are good, they will help, but the bigger picture is the creation of the 5th parallel road from the sea towards up. We need to understand on what Pavlina indicated. People are increasing, inevitably cars are increasing, but if we manage to open Limassol from above, then we need to work on some other things that, in my opinion, will make it even better, which is more use of public transportation. We need to speak with the people in the bus companies. Don't forget all these people that they came to Limassol. They used to use public transportation in their countries extensively.
Which is inexistent in Cyprus.
Yes, this is where we need to work as a municipality together and build what I call a system.
Are there any plans in place for this?
Is
there something underway, or
we're talking
about it? But
for me, there is now a discussion on making buses lanes in particular areas of the city. But in my opinion, this is not enough. We need to work together with them in first of all, why people need to use the bus, which is the experience. We need to start from the experience. Buses need to be clean, good, music, punctual. like
with Wi-Fi.
With Wi-Fi,
of course,
and technology friendly on using them by virtual apps. So in my opinion, it's not just creating buses, lanes,
you're correct,
but how the experience will be good for the people and also safe. I have a boy which is now turning 13, 14 years old. Why not using his bus on his own? If you have an app which links these, good routes, good methods. When I was a kid, I was using the bus. So this is a debate that, in my opinion, we need to do with the bus operators of the city.
I believe a debate and then a campaign to educate people
Bravo.
on using the buses
but
after you fix the buses,
yes,
of course.
the international
there is a lot of work to be done.
And ourselves also to be an example of this. Which are the lanes to educate people. For example, in a lot of colleagues of mine in my law firm, they don't know any kind. We have foreigners that they work in the firm, and they ask lines of buses, and the locals don't know. They don't know.
Yes, we need to shift the culture, completely shift the culture.
It's a cultural issue, but I do believe that once if the product is good, then it will be. Then it's an issue of marketing. It's an issue of management with them. For example, in the area of the city center, I want to make an initiative, personally want to speak with the bus operators to make some particular areas where the bus stops in order for people to be in a position to get the bus from the port and then be in a position to transfer.
Of course.
But imagine if the experience is nice, if you have Wi-Fi, some lounge music,
clean, new buses,
everything, and small buses as well.
Small buses, of course.
People will turn and use them, and I don't like what people say. We are Cypriots, we don't use buses. This for me is the mentality of 2008, 30 years back. In new modern cities, the public transportation is very important and very pivotal in the structure of the city. And also, bicycle is a very good method, especially for Limassol.
But it's too hot.
Now, our mayor also is a very big fan of cycling. To be honest with you, I'm not a very good biker, but I believe that despite being hot, if we make green areas for them to use, like trees in particular areas, it can be a method, especially because if we create helping institutions for them, like parking areas very close in particular areas, so someone can park and then take the bicycle and move towards the city. During the campaign, I was checking the example of Sevilla. Sevilla is a city very similar to Limassol, and now people use bicycles very extensively if you have roads and methods of transportation that they can use. It needs strategic planning, however.
It's still in the
this is still in the
process.
But we have many people using them in Limassol now.
You do. The internationals love it, especially from Israel. They're buying very expensive bicycles. They go racing.
Kyriakos, I was amazed.
They love it.
We brought 2 international tournaments in cycling. We brought one which is made in Singapore, Dubai, Limassol, and Monaco. Wow. And we brought them in Limassol. And these people came to me and they said to me, they were amazed. It was the first time that this initiative is called RAD Cycling Tournament. It was the first time that they came to Limassol, and people were thrilled. And it needs some development, but I believe, especially for foreigners, it can be a good method of transportation.
So, Pavlina, I'm quite impressed. I mean, with this vision and this way of thinking about how to make the city even better, more vibrant, with solutions for its citizens. They will implement new bus routes, new cycle routes. Maybe they will build on the width or in the depth of the city.
I would personally invest in Limassol today, tomorrow. I would invest in Limassol because I have seen the growth of the city, and it will continue to grow.
It's the mindset.
There is always people coming into that city.
So my natural question is, what can we do for the city of Nicosia? Because the 2 cities, and here in Nicosia we need to start from somewhere. What are give us 5 simple tips, step by step, so that we can start the engine, because Nicosia is also beautiful, but it hasn't had the chance to show its beauty.
I lived in Nicosia from 2008 to 2010, and I know the city. What I like a lot about Nicosia is its historic center. I believe it's a jewel that needs to be, in my opinion, totally reconstructed. And what I would have in my mind is something similar to what Malta has in Valletta. Valletta is an area that you can enter only through particular gate, and it's like a theme park.
I love it. I've been on a tour
Valletta
to Valletta.
Is a jewel. Valletta is a jewel.
It's beautiful.
But really, Nicosia Old Town for me can be a jewel. And it's an area that, in my opinion, needs to be something like a theme park. You walk around towards the city center. What I believe Nicosia needs, it needs more structure in the area of families from 35 to 50. Young families, I don't feel that they have many places to go in Nicosia currently. And what I consider as an outsider as empty is the element of neighborhood parks. What Nicosia lacks, in my opinion, is local institutions around the city that will make families not move towards the city center, but stay there. This is what we try to build in Limassol, the cities of 10 minutes, meaning I live in my house because a lot of people now work and commute remotely. So I can take my kids, for example, to a very nice park and enjoy my time without moving. This has benefits for the city, but also for traffic, for living, for transportation, everything, because you don't move. You stay in your neighborhood effectively. I believe Nicosia lacks this a lot. The other thing that I believe Nicosia needs to concentrate a lot is to bring what we discuss now in investors and individuals that will establish themselves in Nicosia. I saw the interview of the mayor. Mayor is a very good friend of mine, by the way.
We had this question.
We had this, and for me, the crucial issue is why people come to Nicosia instead of other places. And so far, Nicosia is a bit behind, in my opinion, all the last 15 years in the area of life and style, in the area of what to do in Nicosia, how to live a life in Nicosia, which was the opposite during early 2000.
Yes.
Early 2000, Nicosia was the place to be, let's say.
Call
it was, yeah.
Plain, we are a very boring city.
And
yes,
right
I have
we are
to,
super
and I'm
boring.
saying this, but it's
in a good way.
It's in a good way.
A good entry value for investors. That's what we were discussing with the mayor.
That's a very good
right
prices,
now,
yes.
and I believe a lot of overflow of investment from Limassol can be directed to Nicosia if it's promoted in the right way.
But you know what is the problem? When you play in the Champions League, why go to conference?
This is a very good. We're going to play this. This is a very good spot.
When you play in the Champions League. But on the other hand, Nicosia is a capital. Nicosia has a lot of opportunities in terms of real estate. I believe prices are way for an investor are way cheaper, let's say, than Limassol. But what Nicosia lacks, in my opinion, is a concept. You understand?
Maybe it's identity.
Bravo, exactly. What is the catch?
Yes.
I speak with my friends from Nicosia, and every weekend they come to Limassol. What makes, it needs an identity, let's say. Why come here? You understand? Why establish myself here? What is the catch? What am I going to get out of it?
I believe we're in the right path to find it, like a tech hub, also a cultural city with a long history.
I will work on this stuff. Culture, more events towards the area of bringing areas like movies, you understand, this kind of...
Yeah, we need to identify specific sectors.
You need to identify sectors. And the reason why establish, it's a matter of identity. I come back to Limassol always. People say to me, why Limassol? It's because it's Limassol. It's only one word, guys. It's Limassol. It's like, it's so
Vibrant,
dynamic. It's such a brand name, Limassol. That
the beach, the lifestyle.
It's everything. And it's a good place for everyone. What Nicosia, I think, needs to go, it's towards a direction of more, like, I said to you the example of Valletta, like a jewel of culture, of maybe a hub of IT, a place where people from particular areas have incentives, like boutique hotels, for example, I believe will be good in Nicosia.
Yeah.
Small boutique
and bigger
hotels
for conferences, because there is a lack for that.
I was about to say this, a conference center will be good in Nicosia. And for me, that was discussed again, Mayor is a very good friend of mine, your mayor. For me, the jewel of Nicosia is the area where near Lefkotheo, near Magario, that area of where was the previous expo center of Cyprus. Okay. That for me can change the city in general. Nicosia and Limassol. Engomi, but where the ethnic έκθεση used to be.
Yes, we can do so many things with that.
That one,
space.
I would imagine it like a space park with
like a free zone area for specific tech companies.
Tech companies,
no
but
taxes,
also park, Dubai style, let's say, games inside. Yes. It can transform Nicosia, like for us. And it was also an initiative of our mayor. The big hot topic can be the area where Limassol ends above a galley, where now the army bases exist. It's public, everybody knows this, but they are no longer needed. So my, let's say, vision for there, and it was actually also mentioned by our mayor, is to create a metropolitan park in the outskirts of Limassol. Imagine, like, you will have all Limassol on your plate. I'm thinking like what Rome has, but to a bigger extent in the sense of being super green, with lakes, bicycles moving inside, some people running.
Yes.
This can make Limassol out of this world. We need the help of the state to give it to us, because it's no longer needed. And in our initiatives, we already have some good results with the state. For example, we have recently received the old cinema in the area of Agios Antonis. It's Turkish Cypriot owned, and we got it from the authorities for 1,000 euros per year. And we can transform it into, the plan is to make it a multi-center of cultural events, like, a small theater, plus a small area maybe to play electronic music, because I like electronic music, something like that. But in general, to make it a multi-place of cultural events and cultural incidents. Imagine in Limassol, we have more than 13 areas of culture and civilization events. We have theaters, we have our own painting exhibition center, we have our own library. So, it's...
Dear Mr. Katsis, you brought the vibe and the dynamism of Limassol with you to Nicosia.
So
Cyprus is on a rise. Limassol is leading this rise of Cyprus for business relocation. For sure, it's the spotlight. You're driving the growth. I want to close this with you giving us one big goal of what do you want Limassol to be known for in 5 years from today, based on projects and visions that you're already working on?
For me, we finish in 2029, in 4 years from now. When we leave our position, speaking personally, what I want people to say about me is that I kept my promises. Mm-hmm. This is, for me, is very important. And what I promised when I was a candidate was two things. Firstly, that I will not vanish, because, people always say to you during campaign, you come, you ask votes, but you vanish. Mm-hmm. But I will be within the people, in the neighborhoods, in the city, in the problems. And that also, that my office will be open for everyone. Honestly, guys, I have so many calls, I call back all of them. Maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days, but I will call back each and every person that calls me. If it can be done, I will say yes. If it cannot be done, I will say no. But I want to be honest and look in the eyes the people of Limassol, because the people of Limassol towards me personally, I mean now, they showed me a lot of respect and a lot of love. So I want to keep up with these high expectations that they put me. So when I leave the position, I want people, when I see them on the street, because I'm a people that moves around the street, to say, Demos, you are correct. This is for me, no, how can I say it to you? And not negotiable. Additionally to this, I want a municipality which will be up to the very best in terms of know-how, people, personnel, innovation, and governance. So we work a lot on governance things as well. I didn't mention this. So for example, we start an initiative that anybody that wants funding or help from the municipality will have particular rules to follow. We started and we made a full digital transformation inside the municipality in order to upgrade our systems. But we need to work also to bring people in the municipality that they are professionals. So we need to view the municipality as a multidimensional company. And I'm saying this, municipalities are effectively need to work as a very successful company, because, you know, municipalities...
Countries need to be run like that.
Yes, you know, municipality receive a budget from the state, but that's about it afterwards. Yes. So if you don't have good governance, good responsibilities, good management, zero tolerance to issues of corruption, the single cent is super important. In our committee that is responsible for checking the development of the city, we made governance, and I'm very proud of it, that each person that gets incentives pays in the municipality, guys. There are weeks that we may receive 300,000 euros from people, you know, that they, in this process, everything. So governance is very important. What municipality will give to the next body. But then about the city, I spoke to you about me, I spoke to you about the municipality, but I have to close with two things. About the city, I dream a city which will be a multi-cultural spirit of people, that they live between each other, they respect each other, they help each other. So we need to work a lot on the element of one city, one punch, what we got from our generation, but also a city that will be first. And I say this, and people ask me, first where? First everywhere. First in terms of living, first in terms of enjoying life, first in terms of lifestyle for the people that they want it, first in terms of safety, first in terms of education, first in terms of the people that they will live with. Limassol cannot be second, guys. We can only be number one.
And you don't feel threatened by the new contestants such as Larnaca, Paphos, who are growing?
Unfortunately, I have to say the same thing. We are the Champions League, guys.
I believe you can achieve.
We are the champions. You know, our goal, and I hope this doesn't sound a bit, you know, but we cannot look on the others. Our goal needs to be to make the city even greatest. You know, I wish the very best of luck to all the cities, but Limassol has to follow its own way. And we are a league on our own. What we need to concentrate is how to make this city better for the people that they live in. But we are, I say this, and I'm very honest and modest. We are a league of our own, and you can't play this.
That's a good one.
I tend to agree. I love Limassol. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for the honor in this day especially. And you are always invited in Limassol. And, you know, ring a bell, come by the municipality, things that we are doing, and we will be extremely happy to host you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.